The big question is, will you go and get one more? Will you create a legacy? This is MLX Legacy. Welcome to MLX Legacy. You know, and we're so honored this weekend to have some people who are really, truly leaving a legacy in chiropractic. We have Irene Gold here. We have Dr. Neil Cohen. We have Dr. Ed Cordero with us this weekend. People that have been in chiropractic for many, many years and are leaving a legacy and will be remembered long after the time that they're gone. Will you leave a legacy this weekend? I love this clip. This is a clip from a movie called Hacksaw Ridge. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's a story about Desmond Dawes, who was a combat medic who had principle. We have principle. He had principle. He went into the armed forces never having an intention of ever using a weapon, never having the intention of ever hurting anybody, even his enemy, never killing anybody. He was ridiculed. He was brought up on charges because he would not fire a weapon. He was beaten up. He was made fun of, but he stood up for his principle. And in one of the bloodiest battles of World War II, the Battle of Okinawa, at a place called Hacksaw Ridge, Desmond Dawes, the combat medic, went into battle and saved 75 men. 75 men, because he stood up for his principle and he believed in something greater than him. We believe in something greater than us, and that is the principle of chiropractic. Desmond Dawes was awarded, Desmond Dawes, back one slide please. Desmond Dawes was awarded the Medal of Honor from Harry Truman in 1945 for his bravery. Another person that's left a legacy in our history is this man, Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born to a royal family in South Africa, had all the money he could ever think of. It was not about money for him, but in a country that was destined with racial segregation, with an all-white government who was putting the black people down in their place, was not letting them get jobs. They were in poverty. They were in complete injustice. He said, I need to take a stand here. This is not about me. This is about human rights. I need to take a stand. And he formed a coalition. And that coalition started trying to overthrow the government. And it became violent at times. And he was arrested multiple times. But he kept moving forward until finally he was arrested for treason and put in jail for nearly 28 years of his life because he stood up for a principle. Until finally, the president in 1990, President de Klerk in South Africa said, we have so much racial injustice going on and we're expecting a civil war, and the only person who can save this country is in jail right now, Nelson Mandela. We need to free him. And he was freed from jail, and he quenched the racial unrest, and he became the father of the nation and became president of South Africa. He left a legacy for people behind him, and will always be remembered for that. One of the greatest people who has left a legacy in this country is this man, Dr. Martin Luther King. I get emotional when I think about what he had to go through. It started with a woman named Rosa Parks in Montgomery, Alabama, who got on a bus and would not give up her seat to a white person, even though that was the unwritten law in Montgomery, Alabama. And he said, this is not right. This is a civil rights issue, and we must stand up for that. And as an American Christian minister, he led nonviolent marches to overthrow all of the racial injustice. And he made a march to Washington where many thousands of people followed him and made one of the greatest speeches of all time. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. When will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied. We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signs stating, "For whites only." No, 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 we cannot be satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. We cannot be satisfied. I have a dream today, he said. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed, that all men are created equal. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men are created equal. I have a dream today that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Well, my brothers and sisters, I have a dream today. I have a dream today that every chiropractor from every chiropractic college and every background in philosophy will sit at the table of brotherhood and agree that subluxation and medication are killing this world, the biggest killers on the face of the planet. I have a dream today